Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Annalisa from Faith Dream Create, and in today's video I am going to be unboxing the Simon Says Stamp religious card kit that they released during Stamptember. So this card kit is no longer available, but the items are available, so I will link to them down below. I got this about a month ago in November, but I have not had a chance to unbox it yet. So I'm doing that for you now, and then I will go ahead and create some cards with this for you as well. So let's go ahead and open it up and see all of the fun goodies inside. So I'm just going to pull out all of the elements so I can take the box away. So this is in there. Before we dive into this was off to the side. So this is a Tim Holtz Distress texture paste in the sparkle. And then it open this up. It's the bag, but it's ripped. So I'm just going to rip it open. Alright, so we have a gold metallic Sharpie. We have a Simon Says Stamp craft tacky glue. Ooh, these are really pretty. We have a Tim Holtz Ideology droplets metallic in the gold. Super fun. I like those. And then you have this Arch Christmas star die, which is just like a stained glass window. I think it's really beautiful. I think you could even use this for like Easter and just blessings cards. It's totally has that stained glass look, so I love that. Then this is expired, and then there is some envelopes here from Simon Says Stamp in the silver and the gold. And let's go into the supplies before we get into the other things. So another glue stick from Simon Says Stamp. This is the craft glue stick. And then a distress spritz in fossilized amber. A Versa Fine Claire tuxedo from Simon Says Stamp. Nocturne premium pigment ink. So what is this good for? Brings out the finest details, longest lasting pigment ink pad available. Perfect for using watercolors to color stamped images. White edge of ink pad is normal. Okay, so this is good for watercoloring. Cool. I have another one for watercoloring, but this will be fun to try out. And then there is some Simon Says Stamp fine detail embossing powder in the clear. Oh, I need to replace this anyway, so that's perfect. I need to go ahead and pick up some white embossing powder soon from Simon Says Stamp. Mine is running low. And there is a lollipop. So fun. And then there is this, and it is in a little case. This is, I'm not sure who this is from, if this is a Simon Says one. Oh yes, it is Simon Says Stamp's embellishment wand. So this is really fun. Really, really fun. So yeah, you got, this was just on here to protect it, I think. But this is kind of a little fun case to keep it protected. It's really pretty with the, all right, and then we have the stencils and stamps. So this is the Simon Says stamp, Angels and Stars 6x6 stencil. Super fun. Then you have some foil transfer, I cannot talk, foil transfer sheets from Decofoil and the Simon Says stamp in the gold. And then this Merry Christmas embellishment that is metal, that's quite heavy. I think this is from Tim Holtz. That's really, really pretty. And then there is the scrapbook paper, and I love that it's like alcohol ink with the gold. And so it's double-sided. Really, really beautiful, really, really fun. I like this blue one. Ooh, and this one is really beautiful with the turquoises and purples. You could go ahead and do this with alcohol ink and get a similar look too once you run out of the paper, or you could just order more paper. But I really, really love these papers. These are so beautiful. These would be so beautiful behind that stained glass die. This could be your stained glass window. So those are the papers from the kit. And then here is the stamp from Simon Says stamp. I'll show you the top part first and then the bottom part. So you've got the angels, Merry Christmas, O Holy Night, Rejoice, a Savior is born, may your heart be filled with his great love. And then down here you have the stars are brightly shining. And then you have the 3 stamps down here. It's really hard to show you how my camera is set up, but you have 3 more stained glass windows, and I think these would be so perfect at like Easter time and everything too. Stamp these out and add like an Easter sentiment, a Christ themed sentiment, or just Happy Easter. I think you could use this set for many different things. I really like this stamp set. And then there is a few card bases in here, just this one, and then a piece of vellum. That's fun that you already have a card base to create a card with. And then there's also this little bottle in here. This is from Pixis. I guess that might be to add this in there, maybe. I'm guessing. I will have to look up what I'm supposed to do with this from the card kit, but we have all of those things. Let's put these off to the side, and then we have our card stocks from Simon Says stamp. I'm not sure the names. I will have them linked down below if I can. But this greenish one, then just a plain white, and then this gold metallic, kind of like a champagne. It's not like super gold. And then there is this. I feel like this might be watercolor paper because it's like textured. And then this is really, really cool. This is like a silver but gold. Like, do you see what that does in the light? Whoop. So fun. So that is everything from the card kit, all of the fun elements. So let's get to making some cards. So let's get right into the cards. I'm going to be making 5 cards, 1 kit. That is what I usually do with these kits. So I have used my Big Shot machine to die cut this window, this stained glass window, and I put it through so many times, but the sandwich just wasn't right for this particular one. So I'm just using my Simon Says Stamp fine detail scissors to cut this out so that I don't have to just throw it away because it's such a beautiful piece from the paper. So just being very careful with the fine detail scissors and getting those die cuts out where they did not come out. Sometimes that happens, and this is a way to make it work. So then I'm using the mica spray and creating a background, and I'm going to get 2 cards out of the pieces that I did because I wanted the different looks. So I did the sparkly paper and then one of the scrapbook papers. I'm going to be able to get 2 cards out of that and paper pierce them together to get different borders and different elements within that stained glass window. Nothing is going to go to waste. You could definitely just leave it on a background as well without paper piercing it back together, but I really love how this turned out. Now I'm just gluing this down to the card here. I let the background dry, also used my heat tool for the background, and then I am paper piercing this back together. So I have the iridescent sparkly paper that came in the kit, and then one of these scrapbook papers with the alcohol ink look, and I'm paper piercing that back into the iridescent border that I cut out with my Big Shot machine with the die. I will have all of the supplies linked down below from the card kit that I can link to. I might not get the links up right away because I'm getting this up on Christmas Eve, and I will get to the linking when I can, but you can definitely check out the website as well. If the card kit is still listed, there is a list of all of the supplies there. I am using My Sweet Petunia glue press. I love it. Helps me squeeze out the glue a lot better, and I think it works really, really great. So glad I bought it. I'll have that link down below as well. That did not come in the card kit, but that is my go-to glue, and you can even put Simon Says Stamps glue inside the bottles. So, loving how this is coming together. Now, I did lose a few of the little pieces in this set. So what I did is I just took a purple Spectrum marker and colored it in there, and then I took the Sharpie gold pen that came in the card kit and added a few gold areas to it so that it looked like the scrapbook paper. And I think that you really don't notice. It looks like it's a part of it. Thankfully, I lost the pieces where it was easy to cover up. So now I am stamping the sentiment on the vellum paper that came with this and using the ink that came in the card kit as well. And I am stamping Oh Holy Night from the bigger stamp set and using the Simon Says Stamp clear embossing powder that also came in the card kit. And then I'm just heat setting that on the vellum. I love to stamp and emboss on vellum. You get such a great look and you don't lose what you've already put down on the card. You don't lose your backgrounds, and it's just a subtle way of adding in a sentiment. So just cutting that sentiment out, again using the Simon Says Stamp fine detail scissors. I love them. Then I like to use my advanced tape glider to add vellum to my projects, and then I'm going to add a few of these gems or sequins that came in the kit. They are like silver and gold, so I'm picking out the gold ones to match my background. You could definitely do silver as well to match the border of the stained glass window. Then I'm just gluing these down, and then we will get to the opposite card and inlay the iridescent paper with the scrapbook paper. And I'm going to do the same background that I did on the first card. And here I am using the heat tool to dry that. I was trying to make sure I didn't blow away the little pieces. That's why I put my hand there. I need like a little tray off to the side where they are safe. And now I'm just gluing down the stained glass window from the scrapbook paper. And then we're going to inlay all those little pieces and glue them in. And I love seeing this come together. This iridescent paper is just so, so fun and so sparkly. So, so fun. It is so neat to see this come together. I love how it sparkles and shines with the scrapbook paper as well. And I have super sped this up because I was making 5 cards and including all of the footage. It was definitely a long video. I think I got it down to about 30 minutes and it was over an hour. So if you feel like this is too fast, that is why, and you are seeing the technique to a point and you can adapt it as needed. But I think that even though it's sped up, you are still able to see what I am doing and get the idea and get the inspiration. So doing the sentiment again, I did find with this VersaFine Clair ink that if you stamp over top, then you get better coverage and you can see how much ink is applied to the stamp. And then I did the same background with the mica spray. And then I'm going to come in with the sparkle paste. I forget what it's called, but it's a paste that came in there and you put it over and this one has a little bit of sparkle in it. So I'm using that over the angel stencil. And when I am done with this, you're not going to be able to see the angels. You could definitely use the stencil by itself and do some ink blending and then come back in with the sparkle paste. But I chose to do it like that, let it dry, and then I'm coming back in with some Distress Oxides and my blending brush, and then I'm brushing it off. So it's also going to go over stamped images when they are dry, and then it also is going to resist. So that's what I'm doing here, a resist look, bringing those angels to the forefront and also that gold in the background, and it looks really, really cool. I will show you close up as we go along. Just picking a sentiment for this. And then I'm going to use some Memento Tuxedo black ink. I just wanted to make sure, because that VersaFine Clair ink is so vibrant and new, I did not want to smudge it because I was directly stamping it on my image here. So sorry I'm off camera a little bit in this next clip, but I will explain what I did and you will be able to see it. So I do use the Simon Says Stamp Clear Embossing ink, heat set that, and then I grabbed the Sharpie in gold that came in the card kit, draw some lines over the sentiment, add a few dots just to bring that sentiment to the focal point. I was in the moment and off camera there. Then I'm adding some more of those gems or embellishments in the gold just to add some more festive fun, bring this card together. And this will be card number 3, almost complete. And we have 2 more cards, so stay tuned. I just want to go ahead and say thank you so much for watching. This video is going up on Christmas Eve. So Merry Christmas Eve and Merry Christmas tomorrow on Christmas Day. Thank you so much for watching my videos and supporting my videos this year. I did not get as many Christmas cards up as I wanted, but with this card kit going up, I did make 10 Christmas cards this year. Christmas and December is a very busy time for everybody, but this year especially, we just had a lot of appointments and I didn't get into my craft room as much as I would have loved to. And I did post a DIY, a gingerbread sign. I was hoping to get more DIYs up for you, but life is busy and, I enjoyed my family and enjoyed crafting when I could, and that's okay. But I have some DIYs that I did this year that I can share next year, and that's okay. So if you didn't see that gingerbread sign that I made, you can definitely go check that out. But I hope to bring you more content in the new year, and we will see how that goes. So the next card, I'm going to be stamping out all 3 of the angels onto the card base, and then I will be going ahead and coloring them in with the Tim Holtz watercolor pencils. I love these. They are my go-to coloring medium these days. I'm also going to be embossing these angels with the Simon Says Stamp clear embossing ink, heat setting those, and then I will get out the Tim Holtz watercolor pencils. And I will color this in, and then I will take my water brush and get the watercolor look. I just love sitting down and coloring and then adding the water in and just seeing the watercolor effect come into play. And having the embossed edges from the stamping definitely help keep the water in the right spots, and it's great for beginning watercoloring as well. If you are new to watercoloring, I hope that this video can still inspire you, even though it is getting up on Christmas Eve. I usually try and post it earlier. Like I said, I did not finish these cards until a few days ago. And if you got this card kit and have not pulled it out, definitely go ahead and pull it out and get some last minute cards done. Maybe you're seeing family towards the end of the week. I know that we are seeing some family members towards the end of the week just with scheduling and them seeing other family. So you still have time to make some last minute cards or get started on your cards for next Christmas so that you are ahead. Or maybe you are watching this video the next year or before the next Christmas to get some inspiration. Maybe you just picked up this stamp set in the future and you need some inspiration. So whenever you are watching this, I hope it inspires you and gives you creativity. So now the watercoloring is done and I'm just adding some of that sparkle paste to the background. And this looks a little messy. This is a more mixed media card. Then I am using the Simon Says Stamp glue and the foil and creating more of a mixed media look. I feel like everybody online makes the foil with just glue look so much easier. I definitely struggled with this, but love how it looks in the end. Needed to watch a few tutorials myself to figure out how to use this gold paneling. I had never done this technique with the gold foil before, so definitely watch videos. Also, if you do have this card kit and you have not watched the Simon Says Stamp card kit unboxing and details video, definitely go check that out because you kind of find out what little things are for. The little bottle that I showed you in the unboxing is for their glue, and you can add a little bit of water to make it thinner. So you get the tips and tricks of the card kit. Sometimes you open the card kits and you're like, what is this for? I do not know what this is. And you get more information, and that was definitely helpful for me. So just making this card be very, very mixed media and very fun. And I didn't really like how it looked as I was going. I was like, oh my goodness, what am I doing with this card? But I really like how it turned out in the end. I like the sparkle paste in the background and then the added glitter and gold from the foil. I think it's just really fun. Adds some fun texture and something different. So then I am going ahead and stamping a sentiment on the vellum again for this card because I did not want to lose any of that foil in the background that I had put down, using the Simon Says Stamp clear embossing powder again to heat set this, and then cutting that out and adding it to the background. And then I will probably be bringing in some more of those gems. Yes, I will. Trying to find the gold ones. There is different sizes. There's like a really big one, a small one, and then a medium size one. So I was digging through to find the size that I wanted, and then I will go ahead and glue these few little embellishments down to my card, and that finishes card number 4. So card number 5, I love how this one turned out. I'm using the 3 stained glass windows from the stamp set. I'm also using the watercolor paper this time. I like to watercolor on just my heavyweight cardstock. It works for me, but since I had some watercolor paper in the kit, I thought I'd pull it out. It also does give it a different look. I do have some watercolor paper, but it always gets lost in my craft room. So I opt to usually just use the heavyweight cardstock. But as I was saying before, I found that the VersaFine Clair ink worked better when you stamped over it. So you can see that there was a few areas that did not stamp perfectly. I did not use my stamping platform for these cards. But what I like to do after I have colored and watercolored, I like to go back in with the Memento Tuxedo black marker or another black pen to just go over the lines again, because I find that when you're coloring either spectrum or markers or watercolor, you lose a lot of the detail in the black because sometimes the paint or the color goes over the line and you can't see the lines as much. So I like to bring those lines back, bring out the color more, and just make the stamped image and the coloring look more vibrant. So that is what I do. And then I'm also able to fix those lines that didn't stamp perfectly. So I love seeing these colors come together. I love the colors I chose too. I love the bright yellows and the subtle purples and the orange and then a little bit of the turquoise. So I'm now just coloring this up with the watercolor brush and making the watercolor image come together. And I just love how this card turned out. I really, really love the iridescent paper in this kit. I might have to go ahead and order some more of it. I have been holding off ordering from Simon Says Stamp. There's a few things that I would like to pick up, but with the Canada Post strike, I was just like, no, I'm gonna wait. And I'll place an order maybe in the new year for a few fun items, restock some things. I do need to go ahead and order some more Simon Says Stamp white embossing powder. I am getting low on that, and I love the white. I love how the white pops on black cardstock especially, so definitely need to grab some more of that. So just getting the watercoloring done. And this is the last card in today's video. So keep going, keep staying with me. So I wanted to use this iridescent shiny paper, but I didn't want to waste any. So I'm cutting out the base of the watercolor panel and I put that off to the side. And then I'm using this negative space to create a frame. And the watercolor panel is going to fit in that frame. So now I'm gluing the frame to my card base, and I believe I'm using the card base that came in the card kit here. And then I'm going to glue this panel in the frame, and I still have that extra piece that would have been hidden behind for another card project. Also, what you can do with this is just cut strips and create a border that way so you don't lose any of that beautiful paper. Then I'm stamping 2 of these smaller sentiments from that stamp set, and then adding a few of these silver embellishments to the card to finish it up. And these embellishments match that sparkly silver iridescent paper perfectly. And so just gluing those down, and that is going to finish up today's video. Love this card. This is probably my favorite card. I'm going to show you a picture at the end. I'm also showing you them here, but I'm going to show you a picture with all of the finished projects. And if you want to see these up close as well, they will be posted to Instagram later today, and you can check out the details there, see the picture. But that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to have you here, and hopefully I can inspire you along the way. And Merry Christmas. Bye for now.